Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Collide, the podcast.
So, babe, what is this podcast about?
Well, we have a story.
We do we?
We met online, got engaged a year later, and married 6 months after that. You know, happily ever after.
I mean, sorta. We're not perfect, but we want to give you a sneak peek on the conversations we have on a daily basis as we live life on purpose.
Whether you're single and dating with a desire for marriage, engaged, or season in your marriage.
Our discussions are centered around faith, purpose, and relationships.
Because when marriage and purpose collide, there's a new direction, new momentum that deeply impacted our lives and still does.
We're just inviting you along for the ride.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
What's up?
What's going on?
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm supposed to do that?
To another episode of When
Marriage and Purpose
Collide. Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad y'all made it back here with us.
We got bloopers.
We got bloopers. We just did the intro to this. Tried to, and was...
Our little daughter was like a little ninja coming into the office.
And we just had to re-record. So we're back again. Y'all don't know that, but we are.
Yeah, you'll see.
You'll see. But and actually we kind of talking about that today.
We talking about kids.
Anyway, but before that, babe, how was your week?
It was cool. It was just a little exhausting. I'm gonna take me a nice good sleep.
From this week?
For a week.
From this week.
Yep.
You taking you a nice good sleep tonight from this week. All right. It was
well,
all right.
Well, I tried to. He might wake up. He will wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about our son.
Yeah.
And you forgot that we have listeners that might not know what you mean when you say he and she. Because you could talk about a dog for all they know.
Dog too.
Yeah, anyway. So that's how my week was.
My bad. I'm slipping. How was your week, babe? Was it interesting? Was it fun?
Week was pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you have it rough?
It was all right. It was semi-rough, semi-smooth, I would say.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you know what? No, I take that back. It was a little rough, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Our refrigerator was acting up, and Mr. Handy Dandy here, talking about myself, had to fix it.
That's why, you know what? Ladies out there, if you can, marry a handyman. And if he's not a handyman, get somebody that can call a handyman.
Yeah, not the handyman, just somebody that's handy.
What?
You know, if you live at apartments, the maintenance man.
Oh,
okay.
Not that guy. Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you like that guy, then fine.
Anyway,
yeah.
As we transition, today we're talking about kids, life before kids. We know a lot of you are out there are probably dating, in relationships, and maybe you already have children, or maybe you want to have children,
yep.
Or maybe you're out there and you're married and you can resonate with our stories and what we got to talk about. So today we're talking about, kids, life before kids, what we thought, what we should have thought, all the good things that come around it. So first, we want to start off with saying,
I love my children.
Yes.
I was just playing that. I love them.
We love our kids.
I'll be missing them at work, and then when I get here, I'm like,
yeah, man.
I still miss y'all, but God.
Man, I'm at home. But goodness,
our daughter right now is at a very talkative stage where she's trying to have a angry conversation. I don't know what you want to call it, an argument,
I really
debate.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
she's debating us, but debating us with herself.
Yeah.
Because she's talking to us, but then she's talking to herself to us.
But we have to answer.
But we have to answer.
Yeah.
She's 4. Do you say that? You might say that. I didn't know. She's 4.
Yeah, she's 4, and he's the size of a 4-year-old, and he's only 1.
Going on 2.
Big
He'll
boy.
be 2 in a few months.
30 pounds.
Yes.
Muscle.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
So, it's been interesting in our household just seeing their growth, but I can say that I do miss it when I'm at work. I do find myself being like, man, I can't wait to go home to see how their day was, so I could talk to them, hug on them, love on them, and
throw them.
Okay. Yes.
In a playful way.
The dad throws.
Yeah.
And also today was the first time that I usually ask Lavelle for a kiss, but he actually gave me kisses today without me asking him. And so that made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
He be doing too much with his kisses.
Not for me. Maybe for you.
Yeah, he be trying to kiss me on the lips. I ain't Birdman.
Moving on. Moving on is that we love our kids, but I love that we get to disciple little people.
Oh yeah.
And see them grow.
Not the fact you call them little people.
People.
Yeah.
Just share our faith, share God with them, and have their little minds know what that means. It's just amazing how, and they're little versions of us.
Yeah.
Like they have our personality.
Sort of. It's like amplified.
Yeah, amplified personality. But so let's talk about us and kids and our story.
Mm-hmm.
When we were dating, do you remember when we talked about kids? When we were dating?
I don't remember when.
Okay.
But I do remember we did talk about kids, and actually everything we did talk about kind of had a structure to it.
Did
we? Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sort of. Anyway, I know we talked about how many kids. You said 3. I said 2.
And I don't remember 3.
I don't know why she said 3.
I don't know why I said 3.
She said 3. I was just like, we'll do 2 and see how that goes. Mm-hmm. In my head, I didn't tell her straight out, but I know somebody moving around. Anyway, I know we talked about when, but that was like towards the end of the dating transition to engaged. We talked about that.
We talked about when we have a kid. We had kids. We were.
You was very adamant of saying 2 years. 2 years. Sorry, I said 2 years.
Actually, I did say 2 years.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Totally messed that up.
No, it was.
No, it was not 2 years.
It wasn't 2 years.
No.
How long was that?
We had a year.
Oh well.
Maybe some change.
I mean, it was a year. No, we waited. It was almost 2. It was almost 2. It wasn't all the way 2. It was almost 2.
I don't know. We got married in 2016.
Yeah, I waited a year and a half.
No, and then I was pregnant in 2017.
Oh. You sure?
I think I would remember. I have a feeling I would remember.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway, when we were dating, though, we did have conversations about it. Somehow it's just escaped my mind. Like, I don't really remember. I remember that I'm sure I told you.
Yeah. Because
it's conversations that I know we should have. So as we're on that topic, with dating, should that be brought up?
Yeah.
If you're I'm sure if you're serious and you're wanting to be married, right? Should conversations wrapped around wanting kids?
It's usually a conversation starter in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you want to figure out if somebody has kids, if they don't have kids, if they have miscellaneous kids, what those are.
Miscellaneous kids,
yeah.
If they even have. I think I got kids.
I
may have had kids. In the summer of 2001, you see, that was a wild one. Now, that would have been...
just a hot summer. But, no, the conversation should be had because you never know what kind of ideas they have as far as children. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times when you start dabbling into having kids, I did say dabbling.
Yeah, I was like dabbling. Kids.
A little dabble.
Is that what people do when they have kids? They
dabble, and then after that it's just full blown. But anyway, you made me forget what I was about to say.
I have no idea where you were going with this.
No, basically I was saying that there needs to be some kind of conversation so you can know, where they're at.
Yeah, it does need to be, like you said, if they have children already, definitely you want to ask if they want more children.
Yeah.
If they want kids. And if you both don't have any kids, like how many?
Yeah.
Because that also, it depends on the age.
Yeah.
It could depend on the age, I should say. It depends on your preference.
If they even want kids in the first place. Oh, that's what I was getting at. Because later on, you don't want to find out while you're getting married or married that, they have indifferences of what kind of ideas you would have for a family.
And I've noticed on some of the TV shows and things, and maybe even life, that people think that person can change their mind. So you don't, because you don't talk about having kids or wanting kids or whatnot beforehand, you automatically assume that person does. You get in a serious relationship, or you get, almost engaged, and you're like, I never wanted kids. And you're like, well, wait a minute. You don't want kids? Like, who doesn't want kids? But some people really don't.
Yeah.
Truly, they want to be auntie or uncle for the rest of their life, and that's fine.
Or just pets.
And pets are children too, but
Kinda, not really. No.
But anyway, yeah, it definitely needs to be talked about, because that shapes finances.
Mm-hmm.
That shapes seasons of life.
Sleep.
Well, okay. Yes. But I'm just saying, as far as when you're dating. You're dating and you're thinking about future, you want to say, okay, so if you want kids, then that means, okay, so what income do you have because of kids?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What that person might want to still travel and do all that. That's great. Okay, so if you still want to do all that, then there's a time frame wrapped around that.
What would that look like?
What does that look like? And so it definitely has to be talked about. And then it just goes into a whole nother conversation about family, generations, and, your family makeup, your family medical history. Like, it's a whole...
Do you believe in whoopings? Do you not believe in whoopings? Do you believe in, wherever it is with your child, especially those who already have kids?
Right.
I don't know if I'm jumping the gun there, but that's a whole different conversation.
Let me ask this question first. Did you have a desire to date women, that it was okay to date women with children?
I had before.
How was that?
It was interesting. I'll put it like that, because I'm the kind of person where I won't carry somebody else's kid. Like, they're like, hey, hold my kid. Nah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not touching your child.
Yeah, if they're little bitty babies, I don't do the little.
It was the same with dating. Hey, over there, I'll let the mama handle that. I'm not.
So when you were dating, you didn't ever pick up none of the kids?
No, it wasn't my position. I ain't touching your kid.
How young were the kids? How young were the kids of the women you dated? Do you remember? Like, or how old did they seem? I mean, you probably didn't ever.
Probably like between the age of 3 and 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, go back. So how was?
It was interesting, because me, without having kids, dating somebody with kids, it's always have the time frame. You get some who use their kids as an excuse, and then you got others who legitimately don't have the time to do things or go out or do that, or just, it's, for me, I had to learn patience as far as the relationship.
That's good.
But at the same time, it was just like, if you got 3 kids, I got none, I don't see if there's any room for another one.
There could be room.
Yeah,
but you just didn't see it. It was hard to see.
Yeah.
Did they want more though? Do you remember if they wanted more, or you didn't even know?
Nah, that's the thing. That when it came to that point, a lot of times that question never really came up, because it's like you trying to figure out if you want to be there or not. Yeah. Especially if it's like, I don't have any kids and you do. And we trying to work out relationship anyway.
It's kind of hard to see for the future.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see if I want to be. Yeah. In the daddy role, in other words.
Right. I think
that's a lot of responsibility.
Right. You have to be a daddy, and you have never. You're single to being a father.
I ain't never been a father, kids. So I don't know how I'm going to be a father in the first place.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So it's kind of different. I know for me, I guess I was still at the age when I was dating, like started dating, where I was, I said to myself, no, I didn't want to date a man with children, because I seen in my family.
Baby mama drown.
Yes. And so I seen all of that happen, and I just didn't want to be involved. I didn't want conflict. And not to say that all of that is, like, everybody has conflict when it comes to that. It's just what I've seen. And so that tainted my view. If a man had children, I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I would rather him have no kids. But then I had to realize also when dating that more than likely, as I got up in age, that I'm more than likely a man would have children. They would either be divorced or just have kids or whatnot. So I had to be okay with that. And I do remember at a certain point when I was online dating that I did have a few guys that I did talk to who had children, or one child maybe. But and in the back of my mind I was like, ugh, but I still was okay with talking to him for that period of time.
Yeah.
But it was talked about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you will want them to talk about it because it's like, okay, you never said nothing about your kids, so are you even a good father if you ain't even going to mention them?
Right. Exactly. And so that's the part 2 is, and they do talk about kids.
Yeah.
Now it's like, are they active in their children's lives?
Yeah.
You know, how is the relationship with the mother or the father?
But see, I think there's 2 different things as far as men and women when it comes to kids. Like men, it's like a step up thing, and for women it's more you're gonna worry about the baby mama because of, you know, if you have already insecurities. So like
men have insecurities too, don't?
Yeah, they do, but it's not up front.
They won't show it.
No, it's not gonna be.
They're just gonna be like, I gotta be there for little man and the baby girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the baby daddy's acting up, then this becomes an issue. But a lot of times it's not an upfront situation for the stepdaddy thing kind of thing. Unless he's just, you know, arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I just think that it's just with kids and having conversations while you're dating, it's just important.
Yep.
To have those conversations because it could help you with understanding whether or not you still need to continue dating that person. And as I was getting to was age as well as, you know, think about if you're higher up in age, say for instance, you're 38, 39, and you're wanting to be married and still have children, which is okay. It's totally fine. Your stuff still works. Everything still is good. More than likely, I would say go check with your specialist, fertility doctor, to make sure everything's kicking. Women, check with your fertility doctor and make sure things are kicking. Men, I think you can still check. I don't know, but check and make sure things are still kicking. I think
when you hit 40, that's when you got to get the prostate. Or is it 50?
Okay.
I got to figure it out. 50.
Okay. Anyway, so, but anyway, even if still check and see, because things can still happen.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that some men, I've heard in conversations with friends, that they don't have any kids. They're approaching women. They want 4-5 kids. This woman may not have any children, and they're higher in age, and they're like, well, hold up. You know, so you have to be considerate.
Go ahead.
And go to the potty.
That was our child as we speak. I ain't cutting this one out. We're going to leave it in there. Go ahead.
Life with kids.
Life with kids.
As you're trying to do podcast. And so anyway, so let's talk a little bit about us and how, as we talk about kids in life, how has life changed for us? First, hold on, before we say that. This is what I want to ask is,
okay, we're gonna
I'll get
pause.
There.
We good.
So let's talk about us.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I know we talked about when we had, you know, when we decided to, but we got married, right? And what was our plan? I think our plan was to have kids really 2 years, right? It
was supposed to be 2 years, and then it was more 2 years after. I know for Lavelle, it was another 2 years after that. Or at least that's what the game plan was.
But our first is what I'm going back to.
Yeah, the first was supposed to be
2 years.
No. The first you said a year. I just now remember.
I think I changed it.
You did change it. When we was dating, you said 2 years, and then when we got married, you said a year.
I wonder why I changed it.
We waited a whole year, and then we decided.
I wonder why. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, how did my
you probably got baby fever?
I probably did get baby fever and that. But thinking about the time frame, do you think we should have waited longer?
No.
Why?
Because one, we wouldn't be where we at now. I think a lot of it pushed me to move forward as far as the house and just money and cars and I'm making it sound like we balling or
I
something.
know. I'm gonna say money and cars and
getting out of debt or trying to get out of debt and stuff like that. That knowing that mindset, like, okay, I'm going to be a father.
Yeah.
I need more room.
Got you.
I need safety. I need, to do all these things, so that it helped me move forward. So if we would have waited, we probably would have been still in an apartment. Like, we don't need to do this.
Yeah.
We chilling.
I didn't think about it that way until you said that. That as a father's mindset, or a man first, and then a father's mindset.
It's like an instinct. It's like, okay, I got to provide.
Automatically. And so it probably wouldn't have pushed you. So we probably would have, like you said, been in an apartment. Yeah. Which would have been fine.
Unless you really was like unhappy and was pushing me to do it, then that would have pushed me towards it. But kids definitely did it.
Right. Yeah, I think, like I said, of course, God's plan, of course, worked perfectly. But it's just that I wonder if we would have waited. I often wonder what life would be like. I often put questions like that. If we would have waited, would I have? I think too. I had that switch in my job, and so right after we got married, I had left one job, and then I was working like substitute teaching, and we didn't have to worry about a mouth to feed and anything. So that was like freedom.
Oh yeah,
it was freedom in that. And then when we added a child, it was more like to me, we needed. Not that we need the income. We still were okay.
Oh no, we was.
But
good.
It was just that we still need to live.
Yeah.
And with a child, so I felt like that probably with job and me, how like with me, I'll be talking about how I have the 3-year itch sometimes with jobs, but I'll be feeling like I could hop to hop, and whatever the wind blows, I can go to another position, kind of thing, and I couldn't really do that anymore,
Yeah, makes you kind of like second guess in a way. It's like, okay, I want to go somewhere else, but is it stable enough for me to make sure she's good, he's good, family's good? Because if it was just me and you already know I got the stable in. I could, handle that part.
Right.
Until you could bring something else in, that kind of thing.
Right.
But with kids, it's like, we need the extra funds. I don't know how I'm going to get that one, but we'll figure it out.
What is it? You're the string, I'm the kite. So you're the one that usually keeps the stable part of it. Like, as far as visions and everything in our household.
I ain't never heard that one, but that's a good one.
Yeah, I heard it from someone else. I'm not always. I don't quote. You could quote it, but it ain't mine. But yeah, you're the one that keeps it stable. You're the string in the relationship. I'm the kite, where I have vision. Not that you don't have vision, but I'm just like, ooh, look at that. I'm just floating in the wind. Hey. And you do like, hold on now.
Hey, get me grounded. Hold on.
But anyway, so.
I'll let you fly, but we got,
can't
let you go wild.
I think also if we would have waited more, we would have probably traveled more.
Yeah, we would have.
Because we had no travel time, of course, because when we were dating, we didn't travel alone together. We didn't want to for temptation reasons and for purity reasons, but so we didn't do that. So when we got married, our only trip together was our honeymoon.
Yeah,
and we went to California.
Well, thing is, budget was different.
Yeah,
our budget was different at that time. That was us learning how to do funds together.
That's another thing.
And also on top of that, I think having a trip by myself funded only through like our wallet was the first time when she was born.
Yeah.
Any other time it was mostly, my dad taking me or something like that.
So it was just different.
Yeah, it was different. I ain't saying if they wasn't in the picture and we got our money right and did like that, we probably would have traveled more because we would probably have funds allocated to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be the same. We probably still feel like there was something missing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying that now because I got kids, but
Right.
without kids, we probably be like it would still been in the back of our minds, like eventually we would want to do something.
Right, right. Yeah. So that's something I thought about. I definitely probably would have tried to plan a trip or something or two and try to go extra.
I know.
I mean, now that we have kids,
we
I'm
probably
saying
moved
that
earlier too.
we probably.
Hmm.
So now we have them.
Yeah.
How has life, and this could probably be a whole nother conversation, but just for those who are thinking about children, who are dating and maybe need some talk about is conversations as they're maybe getting engaged or maybe newlyweds who are preparing for kids and preparing for children. How has life changed for us
Oh man.
as a whole? Expenses, time, energy,
Yeah.
intimacy.
All that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Well, as far as funds, actually we've been blessed in that area. As far as, I'm not saying we got a whole bunch
There
of
you
money.
go.
I'm not
Make
talking about
it
that
seem
part.
like we just
Well, no,
racks on racks over here.
people's been giving us like with the
Oh, I see what you
Leia
mean. Provision, yeah.
for like a year. We didn't have to worry about her clothes,
More than that. Yeah.
diapers. Well, I'm just saying the minimum was a
Yeah.
whole year. It was
Yeah.
actually longer than that.
Yeah.
It was almost like 3.
Yeah.
Because everybody was just giving all their the leftover clothes from kids because they didn't know what to do with them, and we ended up taking them, so we didn't have to worry about clothes for a long time. I know that's one of the biggest things for kids is clothes, shoes, and stuff. Basically,
Yeah.
we just had to worry about shelter and milk.
Shelter and milk.
Yeah, because the diapers was taken care of.
Yeah, it was a long period of time where we didn't have to worry about anything.
Especially with her, I know with Lavelle, it was a little shorter.
But still, we have now we have clothes on clothes on clothes for
Oh yeah,
him.
now we do.
Yeah, because people have been able to give to us, and so and we accepted it. Some people, okay, you got money, you want to go buy it, all for it, go for it. But hey, as for us in this household, we will accept the clothes and things.
But what somebody did tell me is they get more expensive the older they get, and it's very true.
Mm-hmm. And so
Going to school and paying that much money.
I know, and
Man,
so
they wanted how much money? $400 a week.
yeah.
What you said? Don't.
I don't know what I was about to say. I was about to don't remember what I was about to say, but I was about to say something. Don't you remember? I can't remember. But no, yeah, expenses is things that we got provided for, but yes, it was a lot of stuff that to think about because unexpected expenses and when they're sick. Going out and trying medicine, getting this one, that didn't work. Getting that didn't work. Going to doctors, paying the co-pays, and going to, you never know. We had an emergency room visit in her first month of life.
She choked on water, and us being new parents.
It wasn't no water.
Yeah, we was in the bathroom. It was water.
It was not water.
What was it?
When she was a baby?
Yeah.
She did not choke on no water.
What she choke on then?
I don't know what it was.
Water.
Water.
Spit.
Okay. Anyway, Delay, what you choke on when you was a month?
Moisture.
Anyway, so just thinking about expenses as a whole for your unexpected that comes up too.
Yep.
Time is one of the factors that we have.
Sleep.
Your energy is drained. So
a lot.
What you would think you would be, when I was single, I was able to rip and run. We was able to leave when we wanted to.
Yep.
We was able to go hang out with friends.
Yep.
Separately, together we could hang out. And then now it's just like, yeah, about that. I'm okay with a Friday night just chilling with watching TV, watching a good movie, watching Encanto.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't talk about Bruno. No, but we just
Look, that's all she wants to watch. She don't want to watch nothing else.
time. That's another part of time.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and watch all of the movies and the TV shows that they like. Trucks. Monster trucks.
He loves trucks.
Yes.
Whole lot of trucks.
And another thing is intimacy.
Ah, yeah.
It's and I'm not just saying just the sex, but it's but it's just like even having time for ourselves and having the energy and time just to sit down and have conversations. Like the check-ins, we used to have check-ins every, was it week or bi-weekly?
It went from every week, then it was like 2 weeks, then once a month. Now we just do it when we can.
We do it when we can. And then we remember, I think we started putting it in our phones as reminders to do that. But thankfully we still do them.
Yeah, we still do them.
We haven't cut them out. But it's just the time to have that, and that helps our communication, which helps our intimacy, helps us grow together. But sometimes it's strained when you have two of them grabbing at your coattails, wanting food, wanting snack, wanting this, crying, diaper, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
That affects a lot of it. And so, and just the time that we have for ourselves, individually.
Yep.
Like you have to think about all those things when you do have children.
It's not a bad thing. You just have to find a way to manage it for you.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. It's time. And it gets easier. It does get easier, but what I've learned from somebody says it gets easier for that season.
Yeah.
And then the next season starts.
It's a whole different battle.
And then the next season. So it's like it's a constant learning process as a parent, and that's okay. But just be prepared to know that you can make all the plans you want. All the things you want to happen. You can say what you want for your child to become. You can say you want them to be all of the things. And that's okay. But know that things will just happen to switch it around.
Give some wiggle room for change, because it's going to happen.
So as we close, talk about kids. If your desire is to have kids after you're married, have those conversations.
Yeah.
Make sure you feel the other person out.
Maybe you don't want to have kids.
And that's okay too.
That's okay too.
But make sure they know that.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Don't hold on until,
And don't try to change that person. If they say they don't want to have kids and they're adamant about that, don't stay in the relationship and then still think that they could change.
They could. People change.
But remember, they first initially said they don't. So when they say that again, don't be mad. All right. And then also as you're going towards engagement and then marriage, talk about when.
Yeah.
Talk about what that looks like. Again, that might change too, because apparently it changed for me. The date might change, and it might be unexpected. You never know. You might just pop up and be pregnant, and you wanted to wait 3 years, but then 6 months happen and you're pregnant.
Yeah, it happens.
And that's fine too. God works in great ways, and He will provide for you. So, we love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to our show today, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to When Marriage and Purpose Collide, the podcast, with your hosts, DJ and Lucretia. And we hope you enjoyed our conversation and advice. If you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch the latest, you can follow Lucretia M. Haley, that's Lucretia M. Haley, on Instagram, and subscribe to Cree Speaks Life on YouTube. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.